Hello students, good morning to all. Let's have a discussion today on the topic advantages and disadvantages of accounting, which is a part of the first chapter, which is named as meaning and objective of accounting. Now, advantage and disadvantage will help us to understand that why we are studying accounting and what is the benefit of accounting which we are maintaining, and what could be the disadvantages of accounting if maintained can be considered. So let's begin with the first topic, that is advantage of accounting, where the first point relates is helps in management of business. See, accounting helps in management. How? Let's understand. What is the purpose of the management? Management basically wants that what is the balance, what is the sufficient amount we have, how it can be executed, how the planning can be made. All this helps through accounting. When the records are maintained in a systematic order, we come to know how the execution can be done, how it can be further processed for planning, for allocation of funds, availability of funds, etc. and where it can be more and more utilized in a proper manner. So therefore accounting helps management. Second point is provides complete and systematic records. As we all know students, till up to the previous lectures, that accounts are maintained in a cycle of accounting, that is systematic records. Once the records are maintained systematically, it serves the one of the advantage of accounting, that automatically the records are maintained in a proper and systematic manner, which may somehow help each and everyone who is user, who is the provider of the information, who is the user of the information, to directly or indirectly relate with each other. The third point is information about profit and loss. Yes, accounting also helps everyone to know whether the profits or loss during a year has been earned or suffered with proper maintaining of records. Fourth point is helps in comparative study. Students, accounts are generally maintained year after year, and once in a particular year accounts are maintained and the repetitive process is followed in the next year. So in comparison of current year with the previous year, the proprietor or the owner can come to know whether in this year has he earned profit or suffered loss with the comparison done with the previous year accounting records, isn't it? So accounting also helps to know the comparison of the results from one year to another year. Next one is evidence in legal matter. Evidence means the proof. The records which we are maintaining, as we all know, all accounting records are generally prepared and maintained in a written manner, which has some authenticity. So when the records are maintained in a written manner, and if somebody tries to create or tries to do fraud in the business, so our accounting records can serve as a legal matter in front of the court if required. If we have the proper records, the records are maintained, can be proved as an evidence. So this is my record, you can check, and if there is something wrong, take the decisions as required. And the last and final of the advantage of accounting is detection of fraud and error. What it means? Through records we can come to know, is there any fraud being done in the accounting records? Is there any error in the accounting records? And if records are maintained in a proper manner, such fraud and error can be known and being rectified. Is it clear, everyone? Okay. After discussion of the advantages of accounting, now we will discuss few disadvantages, that is demerits of accounting. What are the demerits when accounting records are being prepared or maintained? The first one is influenced by personal judgment. See, the opinion of one person may be different from the opinion of other person. Mr. A and Mr. B, they are two persons, for example. A says one thing to which B denies. B says one thing to which A might deny. So the opinion are not same. No? Similarly, the records which are being maintained and such record if executed may be favorable for one person, may be unfavorable for other person. So this depends on the personal judgment of the opinion of the person who is preparing the records. Let's take an example for an accounting purpose. Suppose I am a proprietor of a business. Proprietor means owner. And I am starting this business for assumption that I will continue this business for coming 10 years. This is my assumption. I am assuming that I will continue this business for next 10 years. Similarly, you are the another person who is starting a business and you are assuming that I will continue this business for only 5 years. So the opinion changes. One says 10, other says 5. And the records which are being maintained, I would like to know the profits only for 10 years. You would like to know 5 years, and the record will be maintained accordingly. So the personal judgment is one of the matter which may change the accounting decisions. So these are not one and same for everyone. Therefore, it is one of the limitation. This is only the first part which needs to be understood with this example. Clear? Second comes is based on concept and assumption. See students, this is a new point. Concept and assumption. See, there are many accounting guidelines. There are many accounting principles which are being always followed in accounting. So once accounting are followed on those guidelines and any of the guideline if skipped results in the wrong accounting procedure. So therefore it is said if these assumptions and concepts are not followed, the records which are prepared will be the wrong records, and since they will be wrong records, therefore this is one of the disadvantage that following record is compulsory. If denied or not prepared, records will be all wrong. Okay. Next is incomplete information. This point incomplete information says all the records which we are maintaining year after year to know about profit and loss. You may think over a question, sir, what is incomplete in this? We are coming to know about the profit and loss every year. But actually students, the information about profit and loss will be justified once a business is shut down, that is completely closed. आज आपने बिजनेस चालू किया, 10 साल बाद आप बिजनेस बंद करोगे, तब आपको पता चलेगा फाइनली योर एंड रिजल्ट अब तक आपने कमाया या खोया. Right students? So incomplete information means or whatever records which are maintained is a basic understanding, but actual information about profit and loss can only be determined once my business will be finally closed or shut down. Till that, all the information is incomplete, temporary information. Okay. Next, affected by window dressing. This is a new term for you all. Window dressing can also be said as manipulation. Manipulation मानते हैं, जानते हैं ना सब? Manipulation क्या होता है? Some changes. Manipulation means some changes. So accounting can be changed as per the convenience of the user or as per the convenience of the owner. And once it is being changed, this is a disadvantage. I am preparing records and as my conveniency, I can change the records. So I might be doing fraud in the business, and this fraud in the business may relate to disadvantage of accounting. For my benefit, I am making changes in the accounting. Such changes may lead to disadvantage for the other person. So these all relates to window dressing, that is manipulation. Clear, students? And the last one is not suitable for forecasting. Acha, what is forecasting? I hope everyone knows. Forecasting means future prediction. है ना? As we do weather forecasting. What is weather forecasting? To know about the future weather conditions. That is weather forecasting. Similarly, if I want to know accounting forecasting, that means if I say in this year I will be earning profits of rupees 1 lakh, and this 1 lakh profit has spoken by me, is it the forecast done by me? मैंने कह दिया और वो हो जाएगा, क्या ये जरूरी है? So that is being said as not suitable for forecasting. I cannot predict. It depends on the conditions. Whatever spoken is not accounting final results. Therefore, forecasting is not suitable in accounting. I hope in today's video, whatever I have discussed regarding advantages and disadvantages of accounting, these might be clear to you all, isn't it? Okay. Now, after this discussion, I have along with this given you the PPT slides of chapter number 1. From those topics only, I am covering individual topics which may relate to help you the meaning in the terms, and with these you can relate in your further chapters. Okay, so keep going through these videos, keep going through the slides or the notes and worksheets for the better understanding of the subject accountancy.